In 1921, Imperial Bank was established and now it is called as State Bank of India after 1955. Unified payment interface, it is nothing but I can transfer the money from one place to other place easily without any hurdles with the help of mobile banking. Every bank will accept the amount from the public for the purpose of lending that one or investing the amount in the capital market. Warm welcome to all my dear students. Today we are going to discuss 4th Sem B.Ca Financial Education and Investment Awareness. This is a subject which guides everyone to learn about the finance topics as well as investment criteria and strategies which support today's present young youth how to save the money for their future benefits. Either it may be for their education purpose or their future life or whatever it may be, that went to the business sector or industrial sector, whatever they want and when they want and how they can get the benefited. Every concept you're going to learn in easiest manner. I'm Professor Rajesh L.R. from Department of Commerce and Management, Vidhyaashram, First Grade College, Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. This is a subject what we're going to learn, the concept of finance, economics, banking sector and the investment, where we can invest, how much we can invest and what is the steps are there to be followed at the time of investment, which type of deposits are better for us. Every concept will be learned in this subject. In today's topic, we are going to discuss about the introduction of finance or banking sector or definition, need for banking, functions of bank. In our previous session, we learned about economic terms and certain terms of financial. In today's class or session, we are going to discuss about related to the banking. The introduction of bank, what we have here. The bank was started in earlier days itself. In 1921, in our country, we had a bank called Imperial Bank of India in 1991, which was established in 1921. In 1921, Imperial Bank was established and now it is called as State Bank of India after 1955. Before nationalization or at the time of nationalization in our country, we had more than 25 nationalized banks which were controlling the financial aspects of the country and which were guiding and supporting the investors or the public in the support of finance whenever they require, for whatever purpose they require. They were guiding and assisting in all the areas. In 1991, major financial sector reforms was made and there was a opportunity for the private sector to boost in such a way that when to support the nation and by starting the private sector banks. The banking industry is governed by RBI and RBI was established under the RBI Act of 1934. All the banks in our country is regulated as per the Banking Regulation Act of 1949. And it guides the bank, how a bank should be formed and what are the duties are there and responsibilities, rights of the bank. Every concept are discussed in the Act. The Act provides the framework under which commercial banking in India is supervised and regulated. They're saying that how it is supervised and managed and controlled by the Act. The definition of bank or banking company we have here under section 5 subclause C. It says that when a banking company which deals with the business of banking in India transacts related to the business aspects. So then it is called a banking company. In simple way means accepting the money and lending the money. Banking's under section 5 subclause C defines banking as accepting for the purpose, means every bank will accept the amount from the public for the purpose of lending that one or investing the amount in the capital market. Means whatever the amount has been received from the general public, that will be either invested in the capital market or it will be lended to the person for what purpose it is required. Like, for example, if I want to start a business and if I require the funds, I can approach the bank and I can get the financial support. The amount deposited by the public, the same amount will be distributed as a loan to the needy person with certain charging interest on that one for the certain number of duration with certain documents. Banking is considered to be the nerve center, trade, commerce and business in our country. It is a main concept of the nation which is controlling, supporting the entire aspects of economy of the country. For that reason, it is called the nerve center of the trade, commerce and business. Whenever support is required for the purpose of trade, industry and commerce. As I said, you people, if I want to purchase fixed assets, the banks are there to guide us and to support for the financial assistance. And if I want to start to purchase a land or to purchase a building, to purchase the machineries or for the working capital purpose, the financial support will be made by the bank and which supports the business organization to grow themselves in the market without any hurdles. So like this, it is supporting every trading activities or it may be any other commerce activities, whatever it may be, the business transaction, whatever we are taking place here. For that, the banking sector is supporting either in one or the other way. Either it supports the business entrepreneurs or it supports the customer to buy the product, or it supports the entrepreneurs in such a way that one for the capital, or it may be for the purchase of any raw materials or for the expansion of the business. Like this, in every concept of business, the banks are supporting in the financial aspects. Need for banking. Why the bank was required? A sound banking system is necessary to achieve the following objectives. Why it is required? Means there are certain objectives are there. For that reason, the bank was started. Savings and capital formation. Savings means they started to mobilize the funds from the general public. They guided the public. If you are going to have 1,000 rupees with you, and if you keep in your house for 12 months, after 12 months, it will be 1,000 only. They're saying that if I have 1,000 rupees, if I store that amount in my piggy bank, after 12 months, if I check, it will be 1,000 only. The same amount, if you keep in the bank, what happens here? 1,000 if you deposit in a bank. So after 12 months, you may receive 1,050 to 1,125. Means they're saying that if you deposit the amount, you may earn rupees either 50 or 125. See, if I keep in my house in the piggy bank, the amount remains constant. But if I deposit the amount in the bank, it is going to increase. Means certain additional benefits has been added to our deposit for mobilizing the bank. Savings of the individuals. And it's supporting in the form of capital. Means for business sector, if they require fixed capital amount or capital per expenditure, for that purpose, the banks are started to support. Next one, channelization of savings. The mobilized savings are allocated by the banks for the development of various fields such as agriculture, industry, communication, transport. Already I said, you people, they guided the general public to save the money and deposit that amount in the banks. After getting that money, that has been used for the development of the nation in the area of agriculture. They started to provide support for the farmers to cultivate the land. And next, they started to support either it may be small scale industry or medium or large scale industry, providing financial assistance to them. And even for communication purpose, or it may be for transportation purpose, for all the sector, the banks have supported whatever the amount mobilized from the general public. The next need, it was implementation of monetary policy in our country and to have the increase in the economical changes. The encouragement of industries, banks provide various types of financial services as granting cash credit loans. Means for all business sector, they started to support by providing loans for whatever the purpose it is required. Like for example, they started to support in the form of cash credit loans, letter of credit. A letter of credit is very much required for the export and import businesses. And even they started to support the business entrepreneurs by discounting the bills. Bills are nothing but here any promissory notes which has been raised between the two parties that can be discounted with the banks, and that amount can be received by the parties easily for the immediate requirement whatever they have. Means they started the banks for the purpose of development of the nation. Need for banking, regional development. They're saying that when even the funds whatever they collected by the banks in one region, like for example, in one particular area, if we are developing, if the other area of the state or the region is underdeveloping part here or not developed, for them, these banks were supporting the funds in such a way that to balance the impartial things, whatever it has happened over there, and to grow themselves and have the balanced state in the all the regions. Not only one place, the entire region should be in a controlled manner. It should not be like imbalanced stages here. Development of agriculture and other neglected sectors. So in our nation, they were not supporting the agricultural sectors and in some of the cottage industries or any other industries. So what they've done here, they started even to support all the farmers for cultivation purpose or to store the cultivated crops, whatever it is they're giving benefit in the form of lending them money, and the farmers can pay the amount later, not immediately, and the rate of interest they are going to charge will be very less, and if they pay the amount, they're giving the subsidy to the farmers also. Like this, they started to guide in the financial aspects, giving some assistance for the even in the agriculture sector as well as the cottage industry in the rural area. The functions of banking, the next part will be, it is an important question where they're going to ask briefly, explain functions of banking. So in this concept, we have to write here acceptance of deposits. The bank started to accept the deposits from the public in the form of savings deposit, current deposits, fixed deposits, time deposits, term deposits, recurring deposits. They started to collect the amount from the public in different ways and by giving certain names for that one, and even the benefits also will be different from one deposit to the other deposits. They started usually repayable on demand. Whenever the customer or the public needs their money back, they supported to withdraw that money from the deposit, whatever they have made, whenever they require, whatever the amount they require out of the deposited, not the above amount deposited. Means I have deposited in the account 5,000, I cannot withdraw 6,000. I can withdraw only 5,000, not 6,000. Up to 5,000 I can withdraw multiple times. Means I can withdraw 50, 100 or 1,000 or 2,000, how much ever I want I can withdraw, but it should not exceed the total amount 5,000. The next concept, it was started, the main function of banking was after collecting the amount from the public, the same they started to provide in the form of advances and loans to the public. They started, if I collect the amount from the public, if I keep in the bank, there will be no benefit for me. For that reason, let us do in such a way that when let us use a part of the amount to provide the capital market. A part of the amount can be given in the form of loan to the public. A part of the amount let us invest on the government sectors, where the amount will be secured here. So, like dividing the amount, deposited amount received from the public, they started to provide the same to the people who require certain amounts for whatever the purpose it may be. Like, for example, they require for capital, they require for purchase of raw material, they require for the production planning, they require for the store purpose. Like this, whatever the purpose they were seeing, for all the needs, the banks have started to provide loans for the requirement. The next function of the bank is payment and withdrawal. Payment and withdrawal means here it is very simple. The amount deposited by the public can be withdrawn from the bank whenever they want, whatever the amount they require from the deposited amount. And even if they want, they can make the payment to a third party with the support of checks, demand drafts, or through the debit cards, or they can withdraw the amount in the present scenario, ATM, automated teller machines, etc. It also brings the bank money in the circulation. Means this supports that when the currency, whatever they have, that can be circulated easily. For that reason, they started to support the public or people who have deposited their amount in the bank for their payments with the support of the instruments, whatever they have created. In the present scenario, we have even UPI, Unified Payment Interface. It is nothing but I can transfer the money from one place to other place easily without any hurdles with the help of mobile banking. The next function was ever increasing functions, including agency and utility services. Means they are saying that when even the banks are supporting the public by investing their amount to the insurance sector or to the mutual funds with the guidance of the deposit holder. They are going to deposit on behalf of the customer to the insurance company or to the mutual funds or to any payments to be made or to collect the amount from the third parties in the form of commission, dividend, interest, whatever it is that one. They are providing agency services to all the customers for the purpose of customers, beneficiary, they're supporting. So in today's class, we learned of concept called banking in India. The word bank was derived from the French word banco. Banco is nothing but a table, exchange table, where in the European time they were displaying the currency on the table and it was used for the purpose of either for exchange or to lend to the needy persons. They were displaying on a table whatever the currency they had, and they were just giving that money in the form of loan, or there were people who are bringing the currency and exchanging currency to other norms here. Like this, bank was started through European concept, what we are going to call the French word, what we have here, banco. Banco means here, it is nothing but exchange table. They were exchanging the money by displaying their money, whatever they had in the European part here. And that was displayed in such a way that when either for the purpose of exchange or to the purpose of lending that money. So this is a concept what we have learned in this session, which supported you people to learn certain things. And there will be a question for you people, define banking for 2 marks. And the next part, it may be the need for banking for 6 marks or functions of banking for 6 months. If you go through this concept, you can write in your examination very easily and gain the marks. And even it supports for people, the people who doesn't know commerce terms or the finance terms, they can learn with this session easily, which supports not only for their examination, even for their future. Thank you to all my dear students.